But Max, you know what we also had three of last week in our league?
Hmm?
Gooses.
Oh,
Max, we had three gooses. We got to take a couple minutes here to make fun of some guys in our league. Jack, we had him on here for the NFC North breakdown. Packers guy. He started Jordan Addison last
Ooh,
week, Max. He had a fat goose on one target.
one target. What?
No.
What
Uh,
in the world happened there? What, like, you would think that he got hurt. No, he didn't get hurt. He just wasn't looked. He was not looked at.
61 yards and a touchdown week one, 72 yards and a touchdown week two, 52 yards week three on six catches. So definitely a down week last week. You can probably fire him back up, but
Yeah.
I know TJ Hockenqueef also had a low game. So the fact that that was the Vikings' first win too.
I guess they're not chucking it enough or anymore. They got to start running the ball, try to run the clock out a little bit more. Because I mean, 0-3, they definitely had to try to tweak their game plan a little bit.
Well, they beat the winless Panthers, so let's not get crazy.
It's true.
Another goose in our league. We got to count these gooses. Negative 6 points here from the
Oof.
Steelers defense.
Oof.
Queef Wilson. You know, we've had
Oof.
we've had Wilson on here a couple times. Negative 6 points from the Steelers D. I would say they were a popular pickup last week going to
Yeah.
face the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
They scored 23 points against the Browns in week two. So that's great for a defense. But -6 this last week at Houston. Are you dropping them? I
Oh
think
man.
play the Ravens. Play the Ravens.
Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. And I wouldn't be excited. I do like the division rivalry. It just seems like they try to turn it up a little bit more when it comes to those games. The Pittsburgh Steelers had a great game a couple during Nick Chubb's season-ending, potentially career-ending
Careful.
hit. I'm still very
Careful.
very sad. I'm very very sad about that. Everybody, if
We
you
all are.
can we just take a minute to
Oh,
just pray for Nick Chubb for him to
yeah.
come back. I miss this guy. I'm sorry I had to bring up Nick Chubb real quick. I know we're talking about the Steelers
He's
defense,
not on
but
your team anymore.
he's on the IR.
You're
He's
dropping him at the end of the season. You're
I'm keeping
done.
him. I'm keeping him
You're
on the bench.
done.
I'm
You're
keeping him on
done.
the bench. All right. But Steelers defense, they did great a couple weeks ago, and then but Houston's underrated. CJ Stroud he might be dumb as rocks, but this guy knows how to play football. This guy knows that.
Yeah.
We talked about that too. We know this
Yep.
guy is a great quarterback. He should have went number 2 overall, and that's exactly what happened. So but against the Ravens, yeah, I would not be excited to start the Steelers defense. TJ Watt's great, but what else is happening there?
Yeah. Outside of Mike Tomlin and that offense, that's for our guy Will. Tough season so far for the
Ugh.
Steelers.
Yeah, and not looking good.
Last goose for week four. Now, I doubt this was a goose in 5% of leagues out there, but it was a goose in our league, Max, because T-Bone Malone, Trevor Bradkey, the reigning champion, slept on Deshaun Watson, who
Oh, he
was a
did. Yeah. Yeah.
Sunday morning rule out with the shoulder. Deshaun Watson this year, he's QB 13 right now on a points per game basis. He's got week 5 next week to rest up, and that's also going to give Trevor some time to get a fucking substitute in there.
Mm.
What do you think about T-Bone falling asleep on his lineup and only scoring what 57 points, the back-to-back queef of the year, queef of the week,
Oof.
or two in the season so far?
2 in the season so far. Yeah, Trevor, our reigning champion, that a lot of friends in our league like to call him the Oracle because he's won. I don't know. He might have won 4 championships or something like that.
Maybe two. Let's not
2?
juice it. Let's
He's
not
all
juice
right, all
it.
right,
Let's
all
not
right,
juice
all right,
four.
all
Come on. We
right.
need some boys to come in and back that up. Oh my, four.
Okay, all
Jeez,
right, right,
only had
right.
9 years.
Well, I think he's been in the playoffs every single season. Okay, we'll give him that. All right. I feel bad for Trevor because Trevor, he had also the biggest move of his life. I got to see him before. It's so funny. I'm moving to Tennessee on Monday. Trevor's moving to Australia that same Monday. Okay, that guy just moved to Australia. I contacted him earlier this week to see how he's doing. He said that he's settling down. He started to get things going, and he saw kangaroos. So he thought that seeing kangaroos was actually pretty pretty sweet.
That is sweet.
Yeah, just hopping around
That is sweet.
like deer here in Tennessee. It's like, oh my goodness, that's pretty cool.
That is sweet.
So I do feel bad for Trevor because he's still trying to figure out the time situation. There, he's like a day ahead of us or something like that, or a day behind. It's one of those. It's one of those. Either way, inexcusable. You don't leave that guy in your lineup. I don't care. You set a timer before you go to bed or like something, so you make sure that you find out whether or not this guy's playing or not. And sorry there, Trevor. You got a big fat goose in your lineup. Big fat goose.
3 gooses in our league last week. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see more.